Hi everyone. So this is the second video in this circle of being somatic shadow work focused on learning and applying the killer bee inquiry method. So yeah, so this is the 2nd of January, and I thought to bring up some interesting exercise, which is inspired by our culture. Then the new year we make New Year resolutions and we decide this or that usually doesn't happen. So it's inspired from that. It's also inspired from this, The Secret and the Abraham Hicks teachings, where the idea is that if you focus your attention on certain positive thoughts and feelings, and you focus on some ideal vision, then we are going to manifest our destiny, or manifest a partner, or manifest somehow some awesomeness in our life. I was really passionate about this law of attraction, Abraham Hicks teachings years ago, until I lost interest in that way. So anyways, inspired by New Year resolution by Abraham Hicks' Secret, Manifesting Your Destiny teaching, as well as some of the exercises and practices learned with Laura Lucille and the Sedona release technique. And obviously, I'm giving it here a KI spin. So, all right. Well, first of all, coming back to this manifesting your destiny teaching through the power of the mind and being positive and grateful and vision boards and all of that. I think there's a lot of truth in that and some limitations in that. Obviously, if we entertain negative thoughts and we are looping into resentments, stress, fear, worry, anticipating negative things to happen, this will be like a praying for what we do not want. And I totally agree with that. And if we are spinning into these negative scenarios, I think it's quite unlikely that something good is going to happen, and we are going to get tortured and manifest difficulty in our life. They say in these teachings and in other ancient teachings that what we hold in mind tends to manifest. What we hold in our mind and heart tends to manifest. So I do agree that having some chronic negative charge, it's going to block good things in our life. So I totally agree with that. What I don't really agree with that is that in these teachings there's this idea that well, if I get this, basically from these teachings, this idea is that the ego that have a sense of lack and it feels unhappy and miserable is given this magical wand where I'm going to do some special technique, so then I'm going to attract my BMW car, or I'm going to attract the ideal partner, or I'm going to attract a success, many zeros in my checking account. So that's how it is presented, that, hey, go ahead and get into the vortex and see your ideal scenario and manifest it. You can have whatever you want. So what I have discovered that is not true is that actually the idea is that, well, I'm going to manifest that, and then that's going to happen, and I'm going to be happy. So here I found that this is actually faulty and a corrupt recipe. And this were from the non-dual direct path teachings, is that nothing external is actually going to make me happy and whole. And all of these recipes of getting happiness from the outside in the form of an object, a relationship, an experience, something, a substance, these are the recipes that we inherited from our parents, from society. Go get that, car, relationship, fame, business, whatever, you are going to be made whole and are going to be okay and content. And I have deeply verified that this is not true. And perhaps we need to go for it and try to get it. And once we get it, we realize that the happiness and the peace, it was just short-lived. And then we're back into some sense of lack and discontent. Something is missing, so we have another desire coming up on the pipe. So the exercise of manifesting that I want to do today is based on the foundation that actually true happiness and contentment can only be found within, by discovering the presence that we already are. And within this presence, there is all the, actually what we really want. Okayness, imperturbability, inner peace, enjoyment of life, creativity, love, all of this, they are within, underneath the turmoil of the mind, of the body. So I want to try this manifesting exercise from this perspective. Yeah, the ego, the separate sense of me, will never find completion and will never be made happy through some external object or desire that may happen. This being said, it is totally okay to play with the world. That's so this desire to manifest comes from, okay, discovering some sense of background of being and discovering the sense of our own presence. It is that which creates and that which is connected with the source, and it is the source. And part of this, our true nature, is that creative and expansive, just like the whole universe, the Big Bang, everything is expanding into its fulfillment and growth. So it's totally okay, and it's in the nature of universal energies to expand and manifest. So I had time in my life where I was more like withdrawn from the world, and I thought the world is bullshit, and just focusing on presence and self-remembering and rejecting all of these things. And that's not the way to go now. I don't see that. I find it more complete to be embodied and fully expressed in the world, and to play with the creation, with career, with friends, with relationships, with doing good in the world, whatever we are called. So let's see. All right, so for this exercise, I'm going to use also some of this KI, reverse inquiry, and perhaps utility inquiry. So reverse inquiry is, I'm not going to describe it here in detail, but just basically during our exercise that we're going to do, a little bit of manifesting visualization. At some point, I'm going to say a certain statement that sounds like a positive statement, sounds like a so-called positive affirmation. I'm going to say it like that in a certain way, but I'm not saying this in order to cultivate positive attitude. Actually, I'm saying those statements in order to, it's if I'm dropping a pebble in a still pond of water that will create ripples. So this reverse inquiry, like for instance, if I have a certain ideal relationship that I would like to manifest, a certain ideal relationship, or I would like to manifest a certain experience like traveling the world, or having a wonderful partner, a yummy, growthful, evolutionary relationship, or my business to develop, or for my body to heal from a certain condition. Yeah, so this will be the desire or the vision that I would like to manifest. So the reverse inquiry statement will be something along the lines like, I fully allow myself to experience this healing. or I fully allow myself to experience this, or nothing stands in the way of me having this experience, this desired experience, or I'm totally worthy of this experience. So this statement is meant actually to attract, to pull out from the subconscious, to pull out any objecting thoughts or feelings from a subconscious that are hidden there. So yeah. Also, Scott Killaby is on the same page here, is that in allowing ourselves to manifest and create using the power of consciousness in the mind and attention, the idea is that just visualizing the positive outcome or trying to cultivate gratitude or positivity, while if at the same time subconsciously I hold in mind limiting programs, I have deficiency story about myself, that I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, money doesn't grow in trees, life is hard, life is always hard, nothing happens to me that is good, I will never have a good relationship. So as long as there are these programs which are subconscious, limiting beliefs, pain body, deficiency story, as long as these are present subconsciously, this is going to block our visualization, our gratitude, so we are going to have a mixed signal. Consciously, I really allow myself to have this, and I see this thing happening, I have vision board, but subconsciously, I believe that, well, it's not safe to have a relationship. I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, and things are hard. So from the point of view of KI modality, it's much more important to clear the subconscious obstacles that we have towards this ideal desire. So that is more the work. So rather than spending time visualizing and ramping up some juicy vortex-like enthusiasm and collaging all kind of ideal magazines to be inspired, yeah, I'm okay with that, but I think much more time and efforts to be put into discovering what are the subconscious obstacles that I have, so dismantle those, undo these limiting programs, and then the manifestation will happen more naturally. So that's the principle. So let's just get into it, yeah? So feel free to pause this video. So I recommend everyone now to choose one or two, or write down one or two ideal desires or ideal vision, and you may want to pause this video to hone it down. Let's say it could be in connection to your career or business, something along the lines that to have this business that you love what you're doing, and you are financially comfortable doing what you love, financially relaxed, abundant, doing what you love. It's a standard classic kind of desire. Or let's say if we suffer from a certain medical condition, the good desire would be to manifesting would be to allow this healing to happen for this, the liver or whatever condition, lungs or something, to happen smoothly, and the body to heal, to restore itself to perfect balance. Or let's say if I don't like where I'm living now and it's really nasty, and another desire would be to see myself to have a harmonious, cozy, beautiful living environment with peace and harmony and beauty, something like that. In the area of relationships, to to experience a loving, growthful, yummy, respectful, healthy connection with a man or a woman. So anyway, just giving some examples. See if you can hone one or two clear desires for you, have them in a positive version. And then I suggest you just start with one. And then if you want, you can do the same protocol that we're going to do with the other. Yeah, so if you need to hone it down, you can pause this video and write it down. And even, you know, when I work with people, let's say in the area of relationships, I ask them, hey, so what would be, let's say, if you were to ask a genie for this ideal, like in Aladdin, ideal relationship or ideal career situation, what would that be? And the person tells me, well, I would like somebody who's respectful and it is emotionally healthy and they like to go in nature and we can have interesting conversations and then we can have a yummy intimacy and we get along well and we are both taking ownership of our feelings and we are growing together using this relationship to evolve. So I get this out from the person I work with until it's very clear. We write it down. So once you have it like that, it's almost like you build a certain trailer, advertisement trailer in your mind, 2-3 minutes of this ideal experience. So that's important. And then once we have all these elements, then we call this a that. So the what desire have, this is the that. So then when we use these inquiries later, like I allow myself to experience that. And in the that, there's the whole condensed vision, yeah, that you hone down. So if you don't have it clear, the that, I suggest pause the video and hone it. And then when you are ready, we are going to start. So the purpose of this exercise is actually to allow that to come into focus, this ideal vision, and then to see if there are any subconscious limiting programs, deficiency stories, identities within us that are not matching the vision. And then we are going to bring this up in order to be seen from awareness using KI and our divine aware presence, seeing whatever objection is a thought, a feeling, an image, a childhood memory, seeing it until it dissolves, bring it up again, seeing it, and in this way we take ownership and we clean our side of the street, because if we have all these negative subconscious programs that are running in the back of the mind, that's not going to allow for this desire to manifest. All right, now another thing is that in terms of desires, they say that in various teachings about Abraham Hicks, as well as Buddhist teachings or transurfing, some Russian teachings about manifestation, is that if we are really attached to this outcome, actually this is not going to work. So being too attached to the outcome, it means that I'm projecting as my ego state that, oh, if I have this, I'm going to be okay. And if I don't have this, I'm going to be miserable. So they say it's important to purify your intention from desire to the point that actually, yeah, there's a clear signal, there's a trust, but there's no identification with the outcome. Being identified with this desire actually slows down the process. So we need to tread lightly here in a way that it's okay if it doesn't happen, basically to be honestly at the point where we let go and it's okay if it doesn't happen, because we deeply know, this is the non-dual piece, that happiness doesn't come from a fulfillment of a desire in this way. And happiness comes from, inner peace comes from discovering our true nature and having access, conscious access to the presence, which is already whole and complete. And actually, from my experience, the more I let go of focusing on desires and I got more interested in this presence more and more, and deconditioning, deprogramming from all kind of limiting stuff, I noticed that there was much more effortless sense of okayness, contentment, peace. And then I noticed that a lot of the desires that I used to have started to manifest spontaneously by themselves without me trying to visualize or do gratitude rounds and stuff like that. So this being said, I think it's good to put some effort into it and play with it, speed up the process. Because even if it's all one, it's all one. So we are connected and access the one, and that's fun. Also, they say in these teachings that the more selfish the desire, the more our desire benefits others as well as ourselves, the more likely to happen. Also, the more the desire arises from a sense of wholeness and completeness rather than a sense of lack, the more it's likely to happen. All right, so as you're ready, let's take some time to drop in. Watching the breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Any thoughts, images, noticing them, but not getting involved with them. Fully present. Then as the mind gets more calm, you can tune into the body, noticing and allowing, fully welcoming any and all energies, feelings, sensations appearing in the space of awareness. Also noticing sounds in the present. Sounds of this voice, or sounds in your environment, the sound the body makes. So notice that something is aware, perceiving. Awareness is already here as that which is hearing these words or sensing sounds, inner body sensations. Allowing this attention to be open, global, not focusing. Sensing this feeling of isness, as they say in Zen, the I amness. Being aware that we are. So in this place, I would like you to bring up this ideal vision of a certain desire, vision, intention that you have. Choose one. Whatever that is. And so bring this, for me, it's like, let's say, just for purposes of making it real here, I like to travel more this year, see beautiful places, the world, travel, experience the beauty of the creation. I love traveling and I haven't traveled for some time. So that's for me. But put yours, whatever that is, any area, health, relationship, career, or anything at all. So put this up and then see almost for like a minute or so, minute or two, see this ideal trailer where you see yourself having this wonderful, loving relationship or healing of your body or traveling or whatever it is, and see images, pictures, as if this already happened, as if it's unfolding in front of you. Seeing this ideal vision happening in your mind's eye. All right, so now I'm going to start with some of this reverse inquiry that I mentioned before. They sound like a positive affirmation, but they are not meant to be like that. So I will say this, and I would like you to say to yourself, whisper to yourself the same statement as I said, but not to believe it or to program yourself, but just say this and then witness, notice if anything else, if anything comes up in response to this statement. So your job is not to necessarily to believe it, but to notice any reactions, any ripples. The ripples could be like an image or a thought saying no, or it's not gonna work, or anything at all. Could be a positive thought, or it could be a contraction, or a tightness in the body, or a voice, or it could be nothing, or it could be some swelling, loving feeling. Yeah, the job is to notice whatever comes up and witness it. So let's start. So as you have this ideal vision, first statement, reverse inquiry, is this one. I fully allow myself to experience this vision. You can repeat to yourself. I fully allow myself to experience this ideal vision. And then just witness whatever comes up. Without getting involved, without trying to change. If you have a thought, just put that thought, or if there's some objecting thought, let's just see that. No, it's not going to work, or whatever. Just be with this, be awake to this thought. Or if there is no objection, that's fine. Or if there's no objection in your mind, but there is something in your body as a unpleasantness, welcome this unpleasantness, let it be here. Just be aware of where it is in the body. And you can mine it out a little bit. Ask, what if this were to say something? This had a thought, this tightness in my solar plexus. What would it say? Just witness from awareness. I fully allow myself to experience this ideal vision. And not debating, not engaging with the mind, just noticing whatever arises like bubbles. Watch it. We watch them as they dissipate. Just being aware. If you take more time with this, you can pause, but I'll go to the next inquiry. Pull up the vision again. Ideal vision. And say this. I'm completely worthy of this vision to become reality. I'm completely worthy or deserving. Repeat this to yourself, completely worthy and deserving for this vision to become reality, and just witness any voice, image, memory, feelings, contraction. If there's any kind of no, just witness this no. Let it speak. No, meaning what? Oh, I'm not worthy, or whatever. See whatever that is. Witness the thought without getting involved with it. Face this thought. Don't turn away from it. Just a voice in the head, something written. I'm totally worthy for this to happen. Witness any thought or if there's any unpleasantness in the body, bring your awareness there. And see if this unpleasantness, contraction were to say something, or it were to mean something. See what it is. If I'm going too fast for some of you, you can pause until your content clears. If some of you got no, I'm not worthy, ask yourself, why not? I'm not worthy. Okay, why not? Let your subconscious bring some evidence. You can ask the utility inquiry on it. What is the payoff, or what is the seeming utility of believing that I'm not worthy of this? What is the payoff, the seeming utility of believing this thought, I'm not worthy? Just see whatever comes up, no matter how irrational. I get to stay safe, I get to stay small, I get to punish myself, whatever that is for you. If nothing comes to you, or a fuzzy feeling comes to you, that's fine. Nothing to inquire. As things settle down, we'll go into next inquiry. This is ramping up the heat. So see your vision. And say this: nothing stands in the way of this vision becoming true. Nothing stands in the way of me experiencing this. Say this to yourself and witness. This is meant to pull out any subconscious programs, limitation. Nothing stands in the way of me traveling much more this year. Replace your desire with your own. for me came initially, oh, there's no time and there's no money. So we just witness this, just putting on the screen, there's no time, there's no money. Just be awake to this thought. If there's any contraction, allow it. You can mine it out what it means. There's usually a thought in the contraction. There's nothing that stands in the way of me having this vision. You can recharge the inquiry, witness. And allow any objection, one after the other, to come. Stay for a while. Don't engage with it. Don't debate with it. And see it how it also fall off. It's just a thought. Falls off by itself. You as awareness remain. If you have some clear objection, like for me was, there's no time, no money, you can do the utility question on it. What is the utility of believing this thought? There's no time, no money. Get to be realistic, like my father was realistic, living in harsh environments, communist time, life is hard. Get to be realistic. Witness this thought too. Here we can use the reverse inquiry to reverse what came up. For me came up, there's no time, no money. You can say, there's plenty of time and money for my vision to come true. Not to be a positive affirmation, but to stir more the limiting program, witness. If you have any objection, you can reverse that. It's okay if unpleasantness comes up, let it be here, witness it without getting involved. You can recharge. Nothing stands in the way of me experiencing this ideal vision. Witness any objecting thoughts, sensation, images. Being the witness of this phenomena. If something comes up, witness it. See what that is. Objection after objection. Let it see it. You can do the utility on it. What's the payoff of believing this thought? See whatever comes up. So if you need more time, you can pause this video or you can do it some more and until the body gets more clear, it feels more calm. Then we can go to next inquiry. The next inquiry, it's more like to check this identification, the ego identification, the belief that, well, I can't live without this. Because if there is strong identification with this desire, then actually there is fear in it. And this jams the signal of manifesting. So see the vision and say this. It's okay if this does not happen. I'll be okay if this doesn't happen. Say this to yourself and witness and allow. The mind says, no, I hate this. I don't like this. I must have it. I need it. No, I can't take any more disappointments. Whatever it says, just witness one thought at a time. Let them come. Let them be seen. It's just thoughts, voices that appear to you as awareness. Follow off. Repeat. It's okay. I'll be okay, even if this doesn't happen. If there's any feeling, there's actual feeling like fear or anger or frustration, just allow it fully, let it be here. If there's any contraction, stuck energy, bring your awareness into it and ask into it, what does this mean? What does it say? See what's the thought. Witness that. If you need more time, you can pause this. Otherwise, as it gets more clear, you can go to another inquiry, very similar. This whatever desire is, if it were to happen, this is not meant to make me happy. This is not meant to make me happy. This is to pull out the program that something external is going to make me happy. Just to see that. This is not meant to make me happy. This is an interesting inquiry. This is based on Eckhart Tolle, who was speaking about relationships. He said that relationships are not meant to make us happy. They are at best meant to make us conscious. So actually, if you have a desire or vision connected to a relationship, that's a good inquiry to do. Or when you're in a relationship, to bring this up. This relationship is not meant to make me happy. Because actually a strong desire, the strong, like the subconscious expectation in this relationship is going to make me happy, or this desire is going to make me happy, this actually going to bring unfulfillment and pressure, a lot of pressure on the relationship. Yeah, so witness as before. As things settle, I would like to end with this. This is not really a reverse inquiry, but in these manifestation teachings, they talk about gratitude and trust being some energy field that is more conducive to manifesting as opposed to anxiety, fear. So I do find useful to sometimes, because in the ego state, we are missing out on the good things in our life. On the ego state is always a problem. Those who are focusing was not what's not right, and the ego takes for granted wonderful things. So I actually find it useful, almost as a way to uplift ourselves or shift ourselves in some way, or even just be more awake to the miracle of day to day, to do a little gratitude round. So to finish this process, which will be like this: bring to mind anything in your life that you appreciate that it's there. Bring anything in your life, anything you are grateful for, that is enjoyable, that makes your life good and enhances your life. Just bring it to mind, but also see it and try to feel it, not just dry gratitude, but try to see it and feel it. Could be anything, like, you know, for a whole week, I have no power here where I live. There was no storm, so, but I have hot water. That's amazing. I have hot water. Grateful for hot water, hot shower. Yeah, it's awesome. It will be much harder without it. So I'm grateful for hot water. I'm grateful for my cat that snuggles with me now, my friend. Just giving examples. Grateful for a car that is good, all-wheel drive. Grateful for that. Yeah, can be anything. So just bring something to mind and seeing that, feeling it, really be conscious of, that's nice, man. This thing is nice. I'm grateful for coffee. Grateful for eyes that can see these so many colors. Grateful for music, hearing. It's a gift from God, music. Appreciate the love and friendship in my life. Yeah, so this is always an interesting practice. This gratitude helps to regulate the nervous system, uplift oneself, but also acknowledge what we are, you know, the ego is missing, is looking at the glass empty full, you know. So it's more like bring some truth in the situation. Grateful for my body is healthy. Thank you. My body being healthy and strong. Grateful for all these teachings. Grateful for Scott Killaby and Francis and Laura and Abraham Hicks. Why not? Grateful for just having clothes, having a shelter. Yeah, so I allow you guys to do this. I mean, you can do this and finish. And if in your inquiry, anything brought some more juicy, strong stuff, I invite you to do it again. And just for the summary, the inquiries we did were to bring up the ideal vision. Number one, I allow myself to experience this. I fully allow myself, witness, objection. I'm totally worthy and deserving of this. Nothing stands in the way of this happening. It's okay if this doesn't happen. I'll be okay even if this doesn't happen. This is not meant to make me happy. And then ending with gratitude, some gratitude appreciation round. All right, so look forward to hear your feedback when we meet next. And you can use this with some other desires. And yeah, one of my teachers, Francis Lucille, was speaking about that. The desires that come from a sense of lack, come from a sense of imagining and feeling to be a separate, incomplete, independent, autonomous entity. That's less likely, this is from ignorance, manifesting from ignorance, that's not going to have much power. But the more we discover the inner peace, which is our true self, and the love, which is within, and the inner completeness, the more we experience the non-dual truth of what we are and of all that is, the more likely that these actual desires will happen. And actually, the desires are not going to bring me happiness, but it's an enhancement of my happiness. It's a celebrating life. So in this non-dual direct path, it has some tantric element that I don't need to withdraw from life to find peace, but I am finding peace in life, going towards the experience, expressing, manifesting, growing, playing with the creation. All right, may this help all of us, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.